looking at Pakistan's economy, which has gone into very serious crisis of twin deficit, particularly over the past 5, 6 years, one needs to look at two factors. One is the lack of good policies which lead to competitive economic base over the years. So that came to a level that it was very difficult for the past 5, 6 years for successive governments to, sustain the economy, to actually feed in the needs of now 240 million people, out of which, 70% are younger people. But very specifically, what has really pushed Pakistan's economy in the past 5 years is there was a lack of exposure and competence and consistency at the level of economic and political management. We did not understand that how rapidly the world was changing, particularly post-COVID. And then we got hit by floods and others, which basically exacerbated our troubles in this sense. So 2, 3 factors which are extremely critical here are that we knew that we had the external account fault line so deep that we continuously tried to reach out to friendly countries and other ways of filling that gap. In that we lost precious time at the time of early year of PTI, when I was also part of the team. I continuously advised that we should just go ahead with the fund and fix the economy in terms of competitiveness. Then what has happened is that the political populism of both the previous governments, latter years of PTI and also the years of PDM government, the populism continued to capture whatever little financial discipline or reform we were putting in place to stabilize the macroeconomic fragility of Pakistan. And we forgot that Pakistan's geopolitical positioning had considerably weakened after the withdrawal of US led forces from Afghanistan. Because previously we had a political leverage to get access to trade, to get waivers in IMF program. That had gone away, and our old school economic managers could not understand it. So in closure, I would say Pakistan needs 3 steps. And number 1 is that we need to stabilize the macroeconomic situation, i.e. the budget deficit and our external account deficit. That in the longer term, there's only one solution, which is that we need to increase exports and decrease our reliance on some essential imports like oil and move towards alternate energy. But that will take 10 years. What is needed is that we set the direction towards that goal, so that again and again we don't have to go for economic bailouts to the lender of last resort. Now, any economic policy maker who wants Pakistan towards the path of stabilization, the second phase is economic recovery, and the third phase is sustainable growth. And that's a longer term direction which we have to demonstrate. So they need to look at 4 factors. Whatever policy we make, be it industrial policy, be it trade policy, be it CPEC linked investments, or the deals we are trying to do with friendly countries, we need to very carefully put 4 filters to those policies. Number 1, it should create jobs for the younger population, because that is essential. Second, it should not only increase our industrial and agriculture productivity, but it also add value through technology transfer, so that we can sell things which can fetch, a lot more revenue than what we are getting now. Number 3, what we need to do is we need to gradually move towards the knowledge economy, the IT-based economy, the technology-based economy, because that has much bigger yields than the traditional structure of economy, which is consistently failing to feed the government and also to deal with the needs of very large population. And my final comment here is that we need to fix the fault lines which are eating Pakistan's economy: patronage, state-owned enterprises, distortions in the power sector, and competence in bureaucracy where they cannot make progressive, people-centric policies. Now, looking ahead, if Pakistan wants to take this direction of economic recovery and sustainable and stable economic growth, where large number of younger people can have a dignified livelihood opportunities, entrepreneurship opportunities, we need to learn from Asia. What other countries have done, how Vietnam did it, how Bangladesh is going, how India did it. So there are no basically, massive transformational things, but there are certain things these countries have adopted. Number one, they have worked on their comparative advantage to be their, trading advantage, rather than nurturing industries which are growing on protection and patronage, and other countries are much better than that. So Pakistan has 3-4 comparative advantages. We have the large agriculture base, so value addition in the agriculture sector, it's a natural comparative advantage. We have a textile base, but we need to go to the value-added textiles, not the grey cloths of this world. We also have almost 30,000 people graduate in the field of information technology. We need to double and triple that number and add quality to that so that we can pick up, and they speak English. So there is a huge potential of exports in that area of emerging technologies in Pakistan. And we get obsessed with tourism and other things, but that is an internal phenomena first. It will take time. Second part, what the countries have done after defining the comparative advantage, they have come up with cutting edge industrial policies everywhere. So you've got to have an industrial policy, and value-added agriculture is part of that. And for that, I'm afraid our existing bureaucracies can't do it. We need to bring in people who have the expertise, who have done it in Indonesia, who have done it in Vietnam, who have done it in India, to advise us to come up with that. But for that, there will be a transformation needed, because no country can do everything. We have to close down sport to some of the inefficient industries and move towards industries which promise the expansion, which promise technology, which promise jobs. Third, and the most important thing, is that we need to let go and bring down the size of the state. State runs far too many things inefficiently. So it's not only state-owned enterprises, but state as a whole. We have 80 odd ministries running around. So we need to cut it down, let private sector take the lead, like UAE has done through Dubai International Financial Center, Qatar has done through Qatar Financial Center, now Kazakhstan is doing. What they do is that, all corporate matters are delegated to a corporate economic zone, where businessmen don't have to run back and forth to the corridors of ministries. So cut down the government and let private sector take the lead. And number 4 for Pakistan is that we need to take advantage of our regional partners like China and Saudi Arabia. And so there is capital available around us. But East Asia is prospering. We need to learn from them and gradually diversify our trading base. At the moment, we are very limited to US and Europe and few Asian countries. So we need to expand that base. So these 3-4 things. Now the question is, who will do it? The way it will be done is that the political elite needs to insulate that function to only 15-20 professionals who are given space to come up with this, thing, who inspire confidence of the market. this recent, Special Investment Facilitation Council is a good initiative, but they are the oversight body. They need competence under them to deliver the policy and prepared, institutions to deliver that. The moment Pakistan gives few signals that we are serious to basically transform the structure of economy and we have put competence in our key institutions, you will see the investment will start flowing in Pakistan. At the moment, our trust deficit stops people from investing in this country. We need to rebuild trust institutionally so that investors get comfortable that they don't have to run after the bureaucrats and government to get things done. These are done, very nicely in a professional manner and mostly using technology. So that is where Pakistan can, in next 5 to 7 years, get out of this, continuous circle of our, deficits and external account imbalances and macroeconomic instability so that we can start building on stable, progressive lines. Please remember that Asia is rising and this is the time for Pakistan to join that bandwagon.